In the sleepy town of Willow Creek, Dora Marquez, the vivacious 16-year-old with a rebellious streak, had just discovered the dark and heavy world of metal music. As the thunderous riffs and guttural vocals of All Shall Perish filled her headphones, the surge of adrenaline coursed through her veins. Dora's parents, Emily and Javier, weren't none too pleased with their daughter's newfound obsession. They feared the violent lyrics and aggressive sound would warp her young mind. After a heated argument, Emily grounded Dora for 2 weeks, forbidding her from any contact with the outside world, including her friends and music. Dora, however, was determined to defy her parents' authority. She sneaked her cell phone into her room and secretly contacted her best friend, Sarah, who smuggled the band's CDs into her house through the back door. Together, they retreated to Dora's bedroom, blasting the music at full volume. Days turned into nights as Dora immersed herself in the rebellious world of metal. She headbanged furiously, feeling the sense of power and release unlike anything she had ever experienced before. Emily and Javier, hearing the deafening noise, grew increasingly concerned. One afternoon, Dora's parents decided they had had enough. They stormed into her room, confiscated her phone and CDs, and grounded her for another week. Dora erupted in a fit of rage, screaming obscenities at her parents and threatening to run away. "You don't understand me. You're trying to control my life," she shouted. Emily and Javier stood their ground, refusing to give in to their daughter's tantrums. They told her that her behavior was unacceptable and that she needed to respect their rules. Later that evening, Dora decided to take matters into her own hands. She snuck out of the house and made her way to Cub Foods, the local grocery store. As she browsed the aisles, she felt a surge of resentment towards her parents. They had taken away her music, her freedom, and now they were trying to stifle her spirit. Determined to defy them in every way possible, Dora began acting out. She grabbed a basket and filled it with random items, from candy to frozen pizzas. She then proceeded to rampage through the store, knocking over displays and scattering groceries on the floor. Customers and employees alike watched in disbelief as Dora's rampage continued. Some tried to intervene, but she pushed them away with surprising force. Emily and Javier, alerted to the situation by a concerned employee, rushed over to the store. They arrived to find their daughter in the midst of a full-blown tantrum. Dora was screaming, throwing things, and refusing to listen to reason. Emily tried to physically restrain her, but Dora fought back, kicking and flailing. Security was called, and Dora was escorted out of the store in handcuffs. Emily and Javier followed, their hearts heavy with disappointment and worry. As they drove Dora home, she refused to speak to them, her face contorted with anger and defiance. Back at the house, Dora was grounded for an indefinite period of time. Emily and Javier told her that they would not tolerate her disrespectful behavior any longer. Dora spent the next few days locked in her room, brooding over her predicament. But as the days turned into weeks, Dora slowly began to realize that her actions had gone too far. She missed her friends, her music, and even her parents. She started to wonder if perhaps her rebellion had been misguided. One evening, Emily and Javier knocked on Dora's door. They told her that they still loved her and that they wanted to work things out. Dora opened the door and burst into tears. She apologized for her behavior and promised to change her ways. Emily and Javier hugged their daughter tightly. They told her that they believed in her and that they knew she could make better choices. Dora vowed to make them proud and to prove that she was worthy of their trust. Over the next few months, Dora gradually rebuilt her relationship with her parents. She gave up listening to metal music and instead explored other hobbies, such as painting and writing. She also became more involved in her community, volunteering at a local animal shelter. Emily and Javier were thrilled to see their daughter turning her life around. They lifted Dora's grounding and allowed her to have more freedom, knowing that she had learned her lesson. Dora Marquez had emerged from her rebellious phase transformed, a young woman with a newfound sense of responsibility and respect for herself and others.